Hey, it's Joe, and I've got a question for you. Are you afraid of rejection? Are you afraid of putting yourself out there because somebody else might not want to be with you? Or if you put yourself out there, they might reject you? Well, welcome to the world of being human. See, the truth is, every human being walking this planet, including me, is afraid of rejection on some part. The only difference between those people who get over it is they learn to recognize it and they learn to build themselves up. They learn to develop the skills and the tools to make themselves rejection proof. Because this is something that I learned a long time ago, is that rejection doesn't come from the other person. It comes from within you. So I'm going to take you on a little journey right now. Let's say I don't know your hair color, so I'm just going to throw something out there. Let's say you don't have red hair. And if you do have red hair, just play along and make it a different color. But if somebody walked up to you out of the blue and said, you have the ugliest red hair I've ever seen. Now, if you had blonde hair or brown hair or blue hair, you look at that person like they're crazy because you simply know that it's not true. However, if they came up to you and you had red hair and they said, you know what, that's the ugliest red hair I've ever seen, unless you were fully strong in your strength and you stood there, there's a part of you that would get tweaked. Maybe you'd get angry. Maybe you'd get pissed off at them. Maybe you'd run and you'd cry. Whatever way rejection would come up from you. Because see, the way we handle rejection is the way we do most things in life. So if you get hurt, you're going to get angry. Okay, if you get hurt, you're going to retreat and cry. Most people go where they live. So you handle the way you handle rejection in whatever way that works for you. But what I want you to understand is that the only way you can get upset is if on some level you believe that it's true. So if a guy, quote unquote, rejects you and makes you feel unloved, that's only because on the inside there's a part of you that feels you're unlovable. Now, I know this on the surface logically you may go, oh, this is a bunch of bullshit. I don't agree with this. I know I'm lovable. Yeah, there's a huge difference between what we know logically and what we know emotionally. There was a time in my life where my dad had passed, and thought I was at peace with his passing because he suffered. And if any of you have ever lost someone you love to cancer, it's watching someone waste away in front of your eyes and seeing him literally, figuratively, literally in every possible way waste away was heartbreaking. So when he actually passed after 4 years of this, it was actually a relief to us as a family and as individuals, as much as it was a relief for him and the suffering he had gone through. So I thought that I was kind of clear with it all. Logically, I could rationalize it, I could justify it. But one day when I was in therapy when I was going through some stuff with my ex, and I was talking about, all of a sudden this huge emotional outburst came through when we started talking about my dad. And I was like, whoa, where the hell is this coming from? And what I learned is that there was a part of me that wasn't cool with it. I was 15 when my dad passed. I was 11 when he got sick. And so that little boy in me was hurt, that my best friend left me and wasn't there for me and wasn't going to see me get married and wasn't going to see me graduate high school and wasn't going to see me have my first son, and all those things that most of us would like our parents to be there for us. Now, I've since worked on that part of my life and, haven't gotten closure with it. But what I realize is that, and what I want you to realize from this is that, if you're struggling with rejection, it simply means that there's some stuff there that you need to work on, because it's not about the guy. Okay. I've seen some women, I've worked with some women where, guys come up to them and said, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore. And they're like, screw you, it's your loss, idiot. And I love when I see that, because that's a woman who's in her power, who knows that, she's got so much to offer. But, let's be honest, there's most of us that don't come from that place. And we've got to put this act like we've got it all together and we've got to be perfect. And trust me, that's something that I struggle with all the time. Quite honestly, I'm doing this video today without shaving. I feel like crap. I look like it. years ago, I would have taken a shower, I would have done everything to make it look perfect, like I've got it all together. And I don't. I'm a human being. None of us do. Okay, so these guys that you're pursuing, none of them are perfect. None of them have it all together, no matter how much you think they do. We've all got our stuff. And you know what? That's one of the things that makes a relationship so wonderful, is because I got my stuff, Natalie's got her stuff, but we work on our stuff together. We support each other because I want the best for her and she wants the best for me. And that's what a real relationship is like. That's why a real relationship will stand the test of time. Because it's not about, simply what can I get, but it's also what can I give? How can I support you? Because in giving to others and showing up as your true authentic self, that's where you grow. That's where you get a lot out of the relationship. One of the things I learned from one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, is that, a real relationship isn't horse trading. It's not, I'm going to do this for you, but you better do this for me. And if you don't do this for me, then there's going to be problems. That's completely different from, I'm going to give to you from a place of love. And I'm not going to expect it back, but I have my boundaries. I have my standards in how I want to be treated. And if you treat me the way I want to be treated, then we'll be cool. But if you don't, then I'm not going to make you wrong. I'm simply going to move on and find somebody who can do that, who will do that. And I know that's a topic for another day. Well, what if somebody isn't out there like that? I hear that all the time. Trust me, there is. No matter what you're looking for, there's somebody out there who can give you what you need. But the key, first and foremost, is for you to be clear, for you to stand in your power, for you to own how awesome you are. And so if you do tend to feel rejected or you tend to take it personally, do yourself a favor, okay, and do the guys that you're dating a favor. Simply clear that stuff out first. It doesn't take time. You don't need years of therapy. Simply a matter of going in and looking at some things. Why do I feel this way? Because the answers are always there. You simply need to know where to ask and what questions, where to look and what questions to ask. So I know this is a little long, but this is something I see all the time, and I really wanted to bring it to the surface. So if you do struggle with rejection, welcome to the world of being human. We all go through it. Absolutely nothing wrong with you. As my good friend Pink says, you know what? You're not broken, just a little bent. We'll see you next time. Have a great week. God bless.